I can't even help myself. Like that's the thing. Like I personally are very generous persons, but generosity and kindness is like I told us many times is come from privileges. If you don't have money, you can't do any of that. You can't be a giving person when you don't have money. Trust me. Some people like bullshit. Will bullshit to you like, yeah, no, you can. You can give them your friendship. You're fucking starving on the street, coughing blood. The fuck you can do with like friendship? This is not. It's not a fucking magic word, you know. Yeah, I consider you my long-term fan. You may not be able to support in many other way, but being there itself is already such a big help. And sometimes like you also like try to chat with me too with lots of things. It's kind of like even the greatest thing in here. And most likely case, even though like I do have Midori and also you and maybe sometimes Healy and also Healy and many other people. Because like the rest of them kind of like coming in and out, so I can't really like name them that well. But yeah, there's still like many other fews that coming in and out. You guys are really some people in the group that I really appreciated. And yeah, the recently also like Root also like is really good. Is pretty nice. Viewer that managed to drop by in and talk about art and stuff. I really love the time that in the Discord channel we can talk a lot about art. So yeah, like those things are like very fun. I do wish like I can like work a little bit more on stuff, having a little bit much more entertaining like for you guys. But again, I'm the kind of guy that don't even earn much in the first place, like doing stream. So I do not have the money to like buy artists, buy artists time to work some stuff for me. It's like make like a D&D stuff or further my podcast thingy. Like, I do have lots of content I really want to make, but all those things require art assets and lots of very good planning and stuff. The fact that I always are low on money kind of like makes me really busy on trying to do like art commissions, lots of other things. So I end up unable to do quite a lot of content that I really want to provide. To be honest, I want to become a proper content creator rather than just artist. But the problem is I always do not have enough money to get an artist to do work for me, so I have to become that artist and do work for myself. But I don't have money for myself too, so I have to work on like art commissions to do work to earn money. But if I do those things, I don't have time to make this kind of like graphic drawing and everything for myself. So a lot of my content that I always want to do always like on hold, and a lot of things that kind of like half made, or I simply do not have the time or the incentive to actually continue to work, like my comic. I want to make my own animations. I want to make a lot of things, but again, the world, I won't really say it's not kind to me. It's more like I am trying, but also in the same times that you understand when you always watch my stream. It's not like I'm actually lazy. I always want to do a lot of stuff. It's just that my effort, every single time I put so much into it, is always unseen. Or sometimes people are scared of me for some reasons. I don't even know why. When it comes to like streaming stuff, I'm a very open person. Yes, sometimes I can be scary. I feel maybe I don't know why. Maybe I'm scary. I don't know. People tend to distance away from me. Maybe sometimes I'm too loud. Maybe sometimes too silent. And maybe I'm just like too random. I don't know. Or I'm just like yapping so much, and they kind of like, yeah, we love to hang out with you, but we do not have the energy to tag along with you. Like those kind of like situations going on there. So while every single time I talk about like I have a lot of friends, like in real life or in like digital, online, but yet you guys will always see that I'm, in some sense, very alone. I always by myself. Even now in real life and in my house, I'm just there being with myself. Like the best connection I can have is just streaming and chatting with everyone. This is why I'm so yapping, I guess. Is something that I was thinking about. Like there will be one day because I'm always not earning enough in the internet, there will be one day I really have to go and take like a retail job working like 10 hours per day to earn like minimum wages because I do not have any like work experience despite having a diploma and everything. 30 years old, a liability, nobody would want to hire it. So the best I can do is just power through my like some random like retail jobs or like do some cooking or like doing some random waiters jobs, but being like a 30 years old fogey, like maybe like even like early 30 years old at that time, like so I would not like have enough time to stream anymore. So I will cut off that connections, the only like human connections I can have in the internet. And that will be in a way the official kind of like death of me as like a person's. I'm not saying like those kind of murking myself, those kind of thing. No. I mean like metaphorically. Because the only lit part of me right now is really just streaming and find connection with lots of people here. This sounds kind of sad, but like I say again, like because of my issues, I rarely go hang out with people anymore. And more or less because I rarely go out now, I may have developed some sort of like antisocial phobia of going out. The fear of just like going out there is actually real. It's just like every single but anytime that my friend decided to call me and say, hey, let's hang out and like somewhere to eat, just eating, maybe a dinner, maybe like breakfast, I'll just immediately hop out, no matter what kind of condition I am. So I don't think I really have like a phobia of going out. It's just that maybe I just don't want to be a burden, you know? I know my body. So if I go out work, I would just output like every single fiber of my being to keep myself functionable. When that happened, I would not have any energy to do anything else. So basically, if I actually have to go out and be employed, sadly, I will just only work to survive. I understand that part of me too. Like that understanding that I would just essentially die that way. Not like die. I mean like that the other die that you know like internally. That's just like a very big fear about that. Maybe I can pull it off, but fat chance I can because the medications I'm going to take to keep myself afloat is actually like here's the thing like I don't need any medication in my house because I'm in my house. If I have any issues, I just go lay down on my bed. But if I'm outside working, I have to rely on the medications. The problem is, if I keep relying on the medication, I would have severe headache. As time passes, like the more I take, like the more headache I have. So that is like something I have to deal with too. Like basically, my body debuff and the headache, and then like have to work, like all those things can really draining. Like I say again, I can just spin 50 round and then walk straight. The reason why I can do that is because I'm already spinning like 50 round, equivalent of 50 round. I still can walk straight mainly because of that. I'm using like I look really normal most of the time. Like I show my face a lot, so a lot of people see I move very normal. I can see very normal. I can talk very normal. I can even draw a very highly dexterous thing. And then I can walk, I can run. But in real life, if I try to do catwalk and stuff, I cannot walk stably. Because like I have been manually moving my body this entire time. I've been very conscious about every single movement, my bicep, my shoulder muscle, my forearm muscle, how I'm going to move my fingers, how I'm going to move my neck, how I'm going to see see the direction I'm going. I'm fully conscious of every single movement I have. I would do this like so much to a point. It basically just plastic memory. You might say like it's just like like normal reaction at that point. So I become like a very reactive person. But in a way, it's still very different from doing an actions that you guys do not have to think about. I still have to do that. Like if you have to do an action that you never think about, like standing, breathing, and then walking, all those kind of things, like it's not a plastic memory. You didn't do it like so many times, your body just reflexively like know to do like recover yourself by reflex. You know? Like for me, I did it so much to a point I have like a reflex that rebalance myself. Every single time I feel like a little bit tilted. And my eyes keep snapping into like the middle. So does my neck always lock in like a very fixed positions, because the more I move, the more dizzy I am. So I rarely actually do a lot of things that can induce dizziness. My body is functioning in like a perfect harmony of like a well-oiled machine. But it's starting to crumbling because I'm starting to get older. My body's slowly unable to like handle that perfect movement and everything. All those manual things has been like degrading my entire body, like destroying my muscle fibers, my eyes, my everything inside me. While I say again, I do not have any organ issues. I do not have any like very like deadly sickness that can turn me into mush or just like outright kill me. But the thing I have is just so much of a nuisance to deal with. I have to use my entire body and willpower to keep myself moving. Like, literally. Almost to the point that all this force movement has been degrading my entire internal muscle and like joint and my eyeball so much that it aged up so ridiculously fast. Even the doctor are surprised that why physically I'm young, but also internally I'm fucking old. And the world would not give a shit about this. Trust me, the world keeps spinning. I am just like a tiny dust that have issues. It doesn't really affect anyone not alive. Maybe my family, they will also worry about me, especially my parents. They always think about like, yeah, I have so much issues. If they're gone, like who's going to take care of me? So I'm trying my best to kind of like, starting to do more, work more in the internet, like hope I can earn money from the internet. And I can proudly show them that yes, I can earn money in the internet, and you guys don't need to worry about me. So far, so shit. I've been trying my best for this past 5 years. Nothing really like going well, to be honest. I'm trying to become a voice actor. It just doesn't work because I have a certain accent. It just like never work out. I'm trying to be an artist. In reality, if I'm really trying to compete myself with an actual artist, I'm losing a miles. Trying to be a content creator, I'm actually a pretty decent one. But the problem is, there's so many content creators existing out there. I just cannot compete with the amount of I have left to be able to look around. Look at you, Good Kings. You are the only pair of eyes that is watching me right now, in all honesty. So, yeah. There's many things I can just keep talking about it. But it sounds like a very downer stuff, but to be honest, in reality, I kind of already accept my fate a long time ago. So it's not actually depressing, nor like very like downing. It's more like a person who already accepts his fate, that I don't give a shit. If one day I have to actually do work and do everything, I'm just going to do it. It's not going to do too much whining about it. That's like the best part about it, I guess. This is like the cruel fate of the world. I'm kind of like a like a nihilistic person, but not like that level of nihilistic. More like I see the world in the darkest part to behave in the most positive way. It's always like I say, like it's the attitude toward the stuff that really matters. This is why I always like a very cheery person. Is because I always face the many darkest moments of my life. And just, you know what? Yeah, could be worse. At least now I can do this. Something like that. It's not even like I'm trying. I never really avoid any dark part that I'm always like facing. Like, there are people who try to avoid confrontations, this and that, yeah, this stuff. I personally would always go in the fight mode. I am not going down like a bitch. I am the person who always like going into fight or flight mode. I will always fight. But also because of that personality I have, I will always fight with people. That's like the worst part of it. Like, if anyone want to argue with me, I will never stop. Even I lost. I will throw a tantrum. There will be one day I'm like 80 years old, like in like some sort of like old people facilities, and I just throw a fucking tantrum like a gosh dang child. It's going to happen sooner or later. I'll be like, why not now? I'm just a giant baby. And I'm not even kidding about it. I kind of think about it. Like, the way I behave, like, my medical condition like, caused me to be, I really behave like a gosh dang giant baby. Like, I really do not like to talk about, like, too dark stuff like what I just talked. But essentially is something that lots of people always need to be facing or, like, you know, trying to go through. I do hope, like, one day, maybe one day, like, one of my friends become, like, fucking rich, and then, like, he just, like, hey, you know what? Give you 100k. You know what? Actually, here's the thing. 100k, if I suddenly receive, like, 100k without, like, giving to taxes or anything, okay? Without, like, tax deductions. Just, like, pure 100k. In USD. I basically set for life. I literally are very frugal persons, okay? I don't live extravagantly. I don't live outside more than what I necessarily need. If I have 100k in USD, for me it's like 400k like ringgit, I can just live through my life. And if I manage to keep earning after that 400k, like, I basically just, any additional money, I will just try my best to help my friend. I do live in a very privileged life. And if I have a friends, I have like so many friends that didn't, and they all trying their best, struggle and everything. Especially one of my friends. This is why I would never cry, boohoo at myself that I got like the worst kind of living situation. I never really like those kind of bitchy complain. Not like bitchy complain, like Karen like complain like those kind of things, or like just hang on my mouth, like try to use my issues as like a pity point and everything, because I literally have a friend have similar identical thing. Technically not identical, it's like a different versions of like the thing that Iron Mouse have. If you guys don't know what Iron Mouse have, is basically immunodeficiency something. Your immune system basically are useless. I have like one friend like that, and he's an orphan. Only him and his sister kind of like live together, you know, with each other now. And now he also like have that like bullshit things too. I think it's like he kind of like inherited with from his like mother. And again, being an orphan doesn't really help him that much. He still have like some of like his mother's side of relatives like trying to help him get some jobs and stuff. He trying his best to like live his life. So I will never complain about my situations, because yeah, that dude is literally fighting for his life every single fucking day. Like, we can literally hang out in Discord sometimes, and he just say, "Oh shit, I'm having no sleep. Hold on." And like, "Oh shit, I just coughed some blood. Hold on." That is just his entire life, and he still need to work. This is why I say I am the most fucking privileged person in the world, despite having like my issues and thing. I still can live like a very, very privileged life. Man, if I'm actually rich, I would actually really try my best to help him, like get his life like in a better state and stuff. You know what? Maybe like hire him as editor. Like do one shot for me. I give you 100 ringgit. That would be a dream. That I can like just help my friend that way. This and that and stuff. But for now, I can't even help myself. Like that's the thing. Like I personally are very generous persons, but generosity and kindness is like I told us many times. It's come from privileges. If you don't have money, you can't do any of that. You can't be a giving person when you don't have money. Trust me. Some people like bullshit. Will bullshit to you like, yeah, no, you can. You can give them your friendship. You're fucking starving on the street, coughing blood. The fuck you can do with like friendship? This is not. It's not a fucking magic word, you know. Ah. I know so many people that is suffering way worse than me and trying to, you know, make their life works. I am trying to do that too. Maybe in the futures. Maybe in the futures. I try to like give this like this year like one last big push. If it works, good. If it didn't work, this year might be my one last hurrah. Yep. This might be it. Either way, as always, guys, stay healthy, stay safe. Until next time, stay tuned on the next stream. Bye bye.